hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm having a great day and I'm so excited to share some jewelry with you. We're going to be earrings today with some cool findings. I've got some good tools to use and some pretty designer blends that I showed off last week but wasn't able to make jewelry with. So we're making jewelry today with those. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully you're having a great day, a great week filled with beads and jewelry. I'm so glad to have you here. Michelle from the Art Beads team is here. She says, good morning, everyone. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. Tanya's here. Hello. Good to see you. So glad you're here. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, thank you so much. But if you want to be able to chat with me live, definitely head over to artbeads.com/live. I'll be able to see your comments and respond, and you'll also be able to shop while you watch, which is really exciting. So you'll see the little shopping bag on your screen at artbeads.com/live. You can hit that, see everything that I'm going to be talking about here today. We'll also be putting the items that I'm featuring currently in the moment on the screen, so you can click that, add it to your cart, check out, do all of that, and I won't go away. And I'm seeing comments come in. So Lou, hugs to all. BJ, hello. Lisa from Pennsylvania, good afternoon. Jeanette, hi. Denise from colorful Colorado, hello. Hannah, hi. Kim, hello. So good to see you all. Thank you so much for leaving your comments and sending in those cute little hearts. I can see the hearts floating up on my screen too when you watch and send them at artbeads.com/live. So thank you so much. We've got a great show today and we have got a really good sale. It is the last day. If you're watching live, Thursday, April 3rd, it is the last day of our chain findings and tools sale. So all of those things are up to 40% off. We may have extended some of the beadathon prices, so I believe that the bead blends that I have here today are still on sale. And if you're an email subscriber, there's a little gift for you in your inbox on top of all of that. So definitely make sure to check your Art Beads emails. So yes, so it's a very good sale. We've got a lot of great items that fall under the chain findings and tools category. I've got some of those here today. So it's going to be a really good show, and I've got some fun earrings that we're going to make today. So definitely take advantage of that sale while you can. Today is the last day for that. All right, shall we get into some fun jewelry making? I've got really pretty earrings I want to share with you all. Catching up on comments. Hi, everyone. Can't get away with a good morning today. It's 12:30 where I am. Beverly, yes, you must be in a different time zone from me. So yeah, still morning for me. We are quickly approaching the afternoon though. Susanna, good morning. Hazel, hello. Happy Thursday. Oh, Lou, I meant hi to all. We'll take hugs. We'll take hi. We'll take either ones. And then Mary B from Virginia is here. Hello. Oh my gosh, Hannah is in Iceland and it is 17:30, so 5:30 in the evening. Wow, thank you for joining us, Hannah. Or is it Hannah? Is it Hannah there? Oh, let us know. And then Anne says, happy Thursday. Fran, hi from Washington. You must be a neighbor. Shirley from New Hampshire, hi. Oh my gosh, you guys are just showering me with sweet comments. Thank you guys so much for saying hello. Dee is here and Carol Foreman is here. Hello. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Let's flip the camera and start making some fun earrings. So let's go on this journey. There we go. And then I'm going to adjust my light here. So it's nice overhead light. All right. So we have got some really pretty blends here. I showed some of these blends last week and I had so many pretty blends, so many pretty bead mixes that we didn't get to make anything last week, but it was still a really fun show because we had so many pretty beads to look at. Well, today we are making with those beads. So I actually started some earrings here and I'll show you how to make these. I used this lovely golden treasure blend to make some fun dangle earrings here with this fun finding. And then I've got this lovely blend here as well that I used with this finding, and I did some fun kind of beads within the frame, and I thought those were so fun. So let's get started with those. I think they're both just so pretty. So let's do it. So I have got my bead blends. I've got my earring findings. So let's get those out. I love the texture on those beads. I do too. They just look like lost treasures. Like, they're amazing. So we've got that thing. And then we have got these. And we've got plenty of beads spread out. I used head pins and eye pins for both of these projects. And my head pins are 22 gauge, and I believe the eye pins are the same. So we'll put some of those out on the tray. Hi, Patrina. Good to see you. I love this teardrop frame too. I think you could do some really fun like seed bead weaving with that as well. We've also got some ear wires. So let's get those out. And there you go. Other than that, you will need your tools. I have got the fine chain nose pliers from Xeron. And remember that chain findings and tools are up to 40% off right now. These are some of my favorites. I've got 2 of those. You usually need 2 to open jump rings. I think I only need 1 here today, but it never hurts to have extras. And then you'll need round nose pliers as well. We've got some of those linked in the show, and some cutters too, which we have linked in the show. And just a reminder as well, these are findings, so these are also at a really good price today, and they're perfect. You could make all kinds of different dangle earrings with these. So for this one, I used all head pins for my dangles. And you could get creative. You could make longer like chandelier earrings if you wanted, but I thought these beads just stand out really well on their own. And I love that there's seed beads in this blend too. So I used those as little accents for the bigger beads, which I think worked out really well. And I just made simple loops at the top of these, so I could easily attach them to the loops on the chandelier. Yay, Hannah, love these mixes and findings. Kim, happy Thursday. Deb, I love these earrings with all my heart. Thank you, Deb. I really like how they turned out too. Yes, we've got Deb Floros in the chat. So for my simple loops, I just bend the wire at a 90-degree angle as close to the beads as I can get. And I do that with my chain nose pliers. Then I come in with my round nose pliers and position those kind of above the beads on the wire, and then fold the wire over the top of that top round nose. Position them so that bottom nose is out of the way, and then continue the wrap. Yay! And then we will trim that. And I like to go in and give that a nice secure close. We will be like opening these back up to attach them, but I just like to, it's satisfying to close that. So that's our little center dangle. And then since we're using like kind of big, bold beads, I did little dangles of just seed beads in between the bigger dangles because I wanted to fill all the loops on the chandelier, but I didn't want it to be like too crowded, too clunky. So those little seed beads really came in handy. So let's kind of map this out. I often do this when I am just like making up a design on the fly. I won't make all of my dangles. I won't finish all of the loops on my dangles right away. I'll kind of play around and lay them out to see what it's going to look like and make sure I like that. So that's something smart to do, especially if you're working with a blend that has a lot of different bead options. I like to lay out my design ahead of time and make sure that I like that design. So that's something you could absolutely do. And then that way you're not wasting head pins or eye pins by making a dangle and then deciding later that maybe you wanted to do a different order. So definitely make some dangles ahead of time, lay them out, position them how you want, make sure you like all of that before you start making loops. So that's some good advice for designing there. So let's make some loops there. Yeah, Patrina, that is a really pretty name. I love that name. So we'll make some simple loops at the top. Look at that bead. Isn't it just, oh, the texture on those are so cool. That's one of my favorite designer blends lately, just because those beads are so unique. I haven't really seen a lot of beads like that. They remind me of like ancient Greece or ancient Rome. They do just look like treasures that we've unearthed. And kind of, they are treasures that we have unearthed, because these blends are all made with vintage Czech glass beads that we've kind of rediscovered. We had pallets of beads that just weren't inventoried in our warehouse, weren't on the books, and we as designers got to unbox these pallets and rediscover these amazing beads inside. And each box is just full of amazing treasures, like these gorgeous beads that ended up in this blend. It's really very, very fun. So wonderful. So we've got some dangles going. Let's finish up this one. See, look how cute these seed beads are. Just 3 little seed beads on there. Again, you could make it longer. And I love the texture of these seed beads because they're little cubes. So it gives them like a nice different kind of shine, a different kind of dimension. So those are really a nice addition in that blend. Make that loop right there. And cut. Boop. There we go. So yeah, and then we'll attach all of these dangles to the loops on our earring finding, and then we'll have a really nice pair of earrings with that golden treasure blend. And you can see, like, we're using beads and we have so many more left over. There's even more beads in the bag, so you could make a lot of different pieces with this blend. And I really like, you could make some matching pendants too for a necklace here. I think these beads would look really pretty in like a simple crochet chain stitch, because they look really like organic. And I think like cord in a simple crochet chain stitch necklace or wrap bracelet just looks super boho and organic too. So those would be really fun to play with in your crochet pieces. Okay, let's attach all of these dangles. So we've made all of our little simple loops. So I'm just going to take my pliers here and open that loop up, and make sure you're opening it up on the right side. And this is my centerpiece, so I'm going to put that right there. There we go. And then close it. Just like that. And even that's very pretty. Oh, I think a package was delivered. Got the little notification from my in-home robot. Okay, so let's open this up. Oh my gosh. I'm getting to the age where I might need glasses or optivisors because I can't see what side my loop opening is on. So I'm going to put that on between there. Super cute. And then we're going to open that up. This mix has a very earthy, organic feel. Pretty. Yes, it does. But then there's like just that hint of gold that elevates it, makes it feel a little bit more luxurious. But I absolutely agree with you. The beads in this blend are just pretty. Look how well, though, that little dangle of seed beads works in there. I don't think I could maybe have put this in there, but it would look a little too crowded, I think. So I really like how just that little simple dangle of seed beads are in there. Packages are fun, especially from Art Beads. Oh yes, Art Beads packages are always the best. And if you've never ordered from us before, our packages have nice pretty purple tissue paper wrapping, and there's usually a nice little card in there with some inspiration. This year we've got some birthstone inspiration, and it usually has a nice little coupon code in there too. So it's always fun to get a package, but especially from Art Beads. I could not agree with you more, Tina. And we always love seeing like what you guys get. So if you haven't joined our Serious Art Beaters Facebook group, you should do that and then share the packages that you get from Art Beads. Share your little Art Beads hauls. I love a haul video. So definitely share those. Share the videos, share the pictures in the Serious Art Beaters Facebook group. Look at that. I love this. It looks organic. It looks earthy. It almost looks ancient. And because these beads have a really organic texture, and then the chandelier finding also has that kind of hammered textured, this just looks artisan. And it is, because you'll have made it yourself. So it really just speaks to the beauty of handmade jewelry in a really sophisticated way. So I have my ear wires here, and what I'm going to do here, the way this loop is oriented, I want that hoop to kind of face forward. So I'm just going to give this loop here a little twist. So I have my my focal point orientated right. And you can do that easily with your chain nose pliers. So let's open that ear wire up just like we did the simple loops. Yes, Art Beads packages are like surprise gifts that brighten your day. So sweet. Very cute. Hi, Rosie from Buena Park. Very cute. All right, and then let's add that. And there you go. Look at how cute that is. Whoops, as I drop it. Look how cute that is. I love these beads. Oh, these earrings are so wonderful. Oh, I'm obsessed with these. I can't wait to try these on for you guys at the end of the show, because wow, I really like how these turned out, and I like how these beads just stand out there in the middle. They're a really fun shape, and again, I think all of those textures work. Very, very cute. Love those. And then we have this other fun finding that also works really well for earrings, and there's so many possibilities here. Moni's heart emoji eyes. Love that. So glad you're enjoying. I love this one because you've got a loop up here, so you can easily add a dangle. You've got all of these loops, so it makes great little like beaded frame possibilities. It also has this little, like you could add a little crystal chaton in there as well too if you wanted to add some bling, or you could leave it plain. I think it works either way. So those are really fun. Let me show you what I did for these. I used this gorgeous Designer Bead Blend that has a lot of fun shapes in it. It has these little twisty beads. Again, I showed these off last week for Beadathon. We may have extended some of the Beadathon prices quietly, so you might still get a discount on some of these blends. And we've got our chain and findings and tools sale going, so you'll save pretty much on everything needed to make these projects. So if you're watching at artbeads.com/live, definitely add these items to your cart. You'll get a great discount, and you can do that all while you're watching. You can add items to your cart as they appear on the screen, or hit the shopping bag and see everything. And I won't go away while you're doing that. So it is a really good time to shop. So for this one, I used head pins for that little dangle at the top. This blend has, there is a coupon in our newsletter today. If you're an email subscriber, we've got a special little coupon that can give you even more bonus savings. So look at this pretty bead. Again, this is check glass. It's a lovely lily bead, and I have it dangling this way, but you could easily have it facing up too. Maybe make a little stem for it. Oh, that's so, so pretty. So I just added this one to a head pin, like so. I wonder how square seed beads would look woven in those frames. We do have some square seed beads here. We could kind of test that out and see, Beverly. That's a good idea. So I'm going to make a simple loop here. And then use my round nose pliers. Again, the tools are on sale right now. All of our tools are on sale. So it's a really good time if you're thinking about investing in some nicer tools, if you want to beef up some basics, this is a good time to get tools. I will never stop recommending the Zoron Fine Chain Nose Pliers. We love them here. So that's what I'm going to do there, just for a little drop at the top. Super cute. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. Let's add that in. There we go. So I've got that. And these fine nose pliers work so nicely when you're working in these smaller spaces, because it can get just right in there, and it just makes it way easier to work with all of these components. There we go. We've got that lovely little lily on there. I'm going to go back in and make sure that loop is completely closed, because we don't want that coming undone. There we go. So pretty. Tanya, just got my ultimate bead bag. Can't wait to dig in. Tanya, I'm so excited for you. That ultimate mystery bead mix is so much fun. There's so many goodies in there. We can't wait to see what you make with the bead bag. Okay, someone asked if we could see what the cube seed beads would look like on this kind of frame. So I do have a lot of extra eye pins. We can kind of take a look at what that would look like. You could also use thread, needle and thread, to do some weaving. You could do some really fun, interesting weaving ideas with all those loops in there. So let's see how many of these cube seed beads would actually fit in here. It looks like we could do about 3 or 4 more. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Loves are on superfine pliers too. They save my sanity. Yes, absolutely. Ooh, maybe 1 more there? I think so. Yeah, that's going to be perfect. Ooh, that's really pretty, actually. I like that. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. We can also like redo this if we want, or we could make asymmetrical earrings that aren't perfect. And I love doing that too. If you get like a couple blends like I have here, I like mixing the blends, because sometimes some of the beads from this one is going to work well with the beads over here and vice versa. So I say mix away. It's always fun. And I think it unlocks even more creativity. All right, let's see what that's going to look like. So I like to open those up, put that on, and again, these Xuron fine nose chain pliers are going to save our sanity here in these tight spaces, as Moni said. Oh, that fits perfect. So we've got 3, 6, 9, 11 seed beads here at this top one, and they fit perfectly in there. And this one, you want to make sure that you're like bending the wire the correct way. You could use like a spool of wire here, and that might give you a little more freedom with like wire manipulation, but the eye pins work too. Then you don't have to worry about wrapping the wire as much. All right, oops, had it crooked. There we go. And this is like not an exact science. It's a little finicky. What are the cutters you are using? I have cutters linked in the show, some side cutters. My favorite cutters are out of stock right now, so I need to talk to the product team and get those back in stock. I usually use Tronics. Again, they're a little pricier, but so worth it. I love them. But I linked some good ones in this show as well. All right. It never fails when you're live that things go crazy and it's harder to do. This was working just fine yesterday when I did it off camera. So let's use our little pliers here to help us out. There we go. When in doubt, use your pliers. Here. Look at that. I actually really like those gold seed beads in there. That's really fun. So then you could kind of alternate. I used all of the beads from this blend over here. but you could absolutely use the fire polished beads as well. So let's do another row with the fire polished beads. And what I did on this one was I used that fun kind of pinched oval bead as a centerpiece. So let's do that because that might look kind of cool with the cube seed beads as well. All right, and then 2 more. And you can kind of play around and see like what amount of beads is going to fit across the way. Do you have the gold earthy beads? Yes, we do sell these. If you're watching here at artbeads.com/live, they're on the screen right now. You can add them to your cart and have fun with that designer blend. We do not sell these beads individually, but they do come with the blend. So, and you get like bonus beads. How fun is that? So let's make a little simple loop here. There we go. All right, and then let's open up the loop. Oh, my thought with the cube beads was to tie into the earthy ancient mix, like the bricks in ancient architecture. Oh yeah, that would be really cool. Do some brick stitch with those. That's a great idea, Beverly. Is the amount on your bead mat the same amount in each item? So I don't have all of these mixes spilled out. So this is the Signs of Spring mix, and I have a lot more in the bag. So you have a generous amount here. I do have all of the bigger earthy beads out in my earrings here, but you get a lot of the round gold beads and the seed beads. Typically, they are around the same amount in each mix, but you get a lot. Yes, Michelle, there's more hidden off camera, so I don't have all of them spilled out. So you will get more than what I am sharing here for sure. All right, let's open up this loop and get it onto our... Get it onto our component here. There we go. Close it up. It's closed, and then we will do this side. And when in doubt, use your pliers, because sometimes the pliers just work better for manipulating that wire. See, when I used my pliers right away, did it easy. And look at that. I really like those cube seed beads in there. That's kind of a fun contrast. So let's do another row of those. That's fun. Oh, so fun. Alrighty, so let's get some cube seed beads on here. And they're such a nice color. Like, they're not super saturated gold. They're kind of a softer gold, so I think they work with a lot of different color palettes. And don't be afraid to mix metals. I mean, my little chandelier findings here today are silver, but I think they look so good with the gold mixed in there. It just adds to that kind of boho feel. So let's see. But you could absolutely do this with gold findings too. Let's see how many we need here. Probably about the same amount as the first row. Yeah, it's like a champagne gold. Thank you, Kim. That's exactly the word I was looking for. Champagne. Ah, so fancy, so elegant. Yeah, that looks about right. So let's do that. And look, just by adding in those rows of gold seed beads, it kind of changes the feel a little bit. And you could absolutely do like that for a dangle. If you wanted to do another one of those earthy beads, you could do that. So many possibilities here. So that's really fun. Silver and gold. Yeah, Beverly, look, the song is silver and gold, not silver or gold. Mix those metals. Yes, Beverly. Yes, that is what we like to hear. The song said it, so it is allowed, and it's allowed all year long. Love that, Beverly. Amazing. Okay, let's do that. open this side up, add it to our, you know what, forgot my own roll. You use the pliers because they are smaller than your fingers and makes it easier. And then get in there and close it. Ah, so pretty. Oh my gosh, that's like the perfect length there, I think. Get in there. There we go. Oh, it might be like a little too tight. We'll see. We might have to start over and add one with like maybe one bead less and a bigger loop. But I think I can make this one work. We've got these cool pliers here that are gonna help us. Yeah. It's a little bowed, but we can manipulate that once this is closed. So let's see if we can work some magic here. And then do that. Yeah, that works. What do we think? I think it's kind of cool. Let's add another row. Those colors play quite well together. I like the alternating rows. Me too. Let's do another row of that fire polished to see what that does. And so for that fourth row, it is 3, 6 of those. 1. Oh, look at these fun colors on some of these fire polished too. Like this bead is like blowing my mind right now. Like, look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. So many pretty colors on there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, just look at that. Every bead is kind of like its own little world of color there. Yeah, I love that. It's like a border separating the fire polished pattern. Love it when the beads play nice together. Me too, Georgina. Me too. Ooh, that's really pretty. And you know what? This is where my mind goes every time, and Deb is probably right there with me. This gives it almost like an ancient Egyptian look when you pair it with the gold seed bead rows. So I'm loving that suggestion. That's looking really good. Let's do a little simple loop there. And there we go. Open that up. Again, I forget my own roll. Use those pliers. That could be like an audience chant, like if this were an old game show. Use those pliers. And then close. Yes, Deb, 100%. It's feeling ancient Egyptian. It's giving ancient. All right, let's see here, but in a good way. Okay, let's put that in there. Do I have that in place? Yes, I do. Maybe. Yeah, those pliers, man, they work so good in those tight little spaces. Again, that's a little finicky, but we're going to open that up a little more and then use our pliers. Use those pliers. And sometimes it's just like the curve of the wire is going the wrong way. So sometimes you just have to like start over from a different direction. There, I think we got it. Yeah, that's much better. got it. We got it. I could not live without those pliers. Me either. They're a game changer for real. Ah, this is so pretty. Oh, I love these alternating rows of seed beads and fire polished. That is looking so pretty. I just we have to keep going because it's too pretty. And you could honestly, when I was first making this one, you could just do 3 rows or 4 or 5. Stop wherever you want because it looks really pretty as is there. So maybe you want a space above and below. That could be really cool. Maybe you do a separate row where there's I don't know, a focal bead. I'm trying to see where this would work. So maybe you put just a single gold bead down here. Oh, that's kind of cool. Should we go for it? Should we try that? Let's do it. We're being creative here. I think that adds to the ancient look. Just do the pinkish beads and the rest. Yeah, you could totally do that. There's so many different ways you could take this. I just had a kind of cool thought here. So I'm thinking maybe just this gold bead there at the bottom would look really cool. I'm having a lot of fun with this. If you're ever asking what would happen if I did this in your jewelry making, and we get that question a lot too, our answer is usually just do it, just go for it, because that's kind of half the fun of jewelry making is just playing around, experimenting, seeing what happens when you try something completely different, completely off the wall. You never know until you try. So we're usually all for just going for it. Just go for it. Just do it. Look at me again, disregarding my own rule. Use those pliers. There we go. I need a little soundboard of someone saying that. Eric, get on it. All right. Yeah, that's cool. Ah. Oh, S-Barb girl, you're here. Yeah, I like it with the space. Looks cool. Me too. It's just been quiet. What about using wire versus head pins? I think wire would probably make it a little bit easier to manipulate the wire for sure. I'm just using what I had. I had eye pins, so I'm just using what I have on hand. But you could totally, I think 24 gauge wire would make it even easier. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is so cool. Look how pretty that is. I'm impressed. I've impressed myself. Good job, me. Yeah, how about a bell charm hanging and red and green below? That would be so pretty, S-Barb girl. You could make it a little Christmassy. Yeah, now I can see a bit of a curve of seed. Oh my gosh, you guys are blowing my mind. Yes, some curved seed. That would be so cool. Curve your wire around this bead. See, look at that. You do something a little different and it sparks even more ideas. I absolutely love that idea. Let's see what that would look like. Why not? Let's keep going. Really fun. I like the gold with the pastel. Me too. I wasn't thinking of mixing these at first, but I actually really like how they turned out. That is super fun. So you could absolutely just curve this and then put it over like that. Oh, okay, look at this, you guys. Maybe one or two less. Oh, that is, oh my gosh. Do we go for it? Let's do it. You guys are so inspiring. Now, this is where absolutely a spool of wire might be a little smarter, but you can do it with eye pins too if that's all you have. Go for what you feel comfortable with. I second that, Deb. That's really fun. Wow, this went a completely different direction than what I was expecting, but I absolutely love that. You guys are so cool. And this is why we encourage beading with friends, because you never know what's going to happen. That is so cool. Okay. Okay, let's put it on there. Sorry, I'm like getting too excited. I'm forgetting that there's a camera that I have to show this to. All right. Now this is going to be crazy with the curve, getting this on there, but we're going to do it. Use those pliers. All right. There we go. It's in. It was. Bear with me here. We're going to make this work. There we go. It's like, what is that game? Operation, where you have the little tweezers with the buzzer. Oh, that game was stressful, but this is a lot funner than that. Okay. And again, this would be something good for like needle and thread too. Like if you're weaving seed beads, I could absolutely see like going through this stringing hole and weaving it around the bead. So that's absolutely a possibility as well too. You could work a curved rainbow into this frame too. That would be so pretty, S-Barb girl. I like the way you think. I saw a beautiful rainbow the other day. We've had a lot of spring rain here lately, but it always results in these just fabulous rainbows. So it's always fun to see. Okay. There we go. Second one was a bit easier than the first. I think what I needed to do is hook it to the same loop. But a curved rainbow would be so pretty on there as well. Or use fewer seed beads to get it to hug that. I think I need to curve it. I need to curve it onto these. Or what I'm thinking is needle and thread would work the best here. So if you're doing seed bead weaving, it looks like an eyeball almost. If you're doing seed bead weaving and you've got your thread looping or hooking this bead onto these loops, I would go back through this bead, add your seed beads, curve around, and then come back in. So that would work really well. Let's try and see if we can get it to go the way we want here. Getting these off is a little harder, I think. This wire is going to be very mangled by the time we're done. Let's see what side the opening is on. This one. If it will even fit with 2 wires on there. It might not fit 2 wires. Use those pliers. Let's try it. It'll be a tight fit if it goes in there. I don't think so. But if you're doing thread and needle, absolutely. You could also minimize the amount of seed beads to try and get a closer, wire wrap all together. Glad I bought several of these frames. Need several more for all the ideas floating in my head now. Yeah, there's so many different ways you could take this, but I also like this with just that bead there. I think that looks very cool too. So let's add an ear wire. Whoa, my sleeve caught my beading tray. All right, let's open this up. And then this one, we're going to pay attention to the orientation again. I think I need to just adjust my loop a little bit so it's facing the same way as the top. What do you think about using bead weaving thread for the whole design? Yeah, that's absolutely something you could do. And that would work really well. And I think you could do a lot of creative things like curving the beads, stitching beads together. You could do like a whole brick stitch thing in here that like tapers or whatever. You could even like pre-brick stitch something and then attach it in between these loops once you're all done. There's all kinds of things you can do with bead weaving thread. So I absolutely love that idea. That's something we could do in the future too, if you guys were interested, because bead weaving like on a frame is really fun. And there's all kinds of ways you can take it, but that's so pretty. I love how that turned out. So fun. So we have got really cool earrings here with just some fun findings and a couple bead blends. I absolutely love that. I love it both ways. It's such a different look either way. Love it. Yeah, a whole abstract weaving of beads of different sizes. I like that idea. Yeah, that would be really fun. This may sound odd, but you could use a glove and do the rainbow over the top. Oh, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, like up here. Yeah, that would be really neat. You could do that on the bottom too. So really, really pretty, super fun. And since we've got all of the chain and findings and tools up to 40% off right now, great time to be shopping. And we do have that little secret extra coupon code in our email newsletter if you're a subscriber. Oh, thank you, S Barb Girl. I think these turned out really nice. So let's bring the camera back up to my face and I will model these for you, because that's always fun. Let's make sure this is right. Oh, I just got my bangs done and I'm not used to them yet. I'm not used to having bangs. Okay, so let's take a look at these. Get those in. Oh, these turned out really pretty. I love that. Oh, thank you, Denise. Always fun making earrings with you guys. Beautiful. Yeah, love those. And as Michelle is saying, if you have items in your cart, don't forget to complete your order, because sometimes these blends especially do sell out. Oh, my dog's coming to see what I made. Do you like them? Do you like them, Rico? So those turned out really fabulous. Love those. Let's take a look at our bigger dangle earrings. Oh my gosh, I love these. These kind of match my shirt today too. Look at those. Oh my gosh. Obsessed. And do these. I don't know what haircut I got. I said, I want hair like Sabrina Carpenter. And that's what my hairdresser did. Thank you, S Barb Girl. These are so pretty. I love that. Wow. Like, look how pretty that is. And then you've got this side too. I really like that, just that little round bead at the bottom. I think that's so unique and interesting. Really nice. So those are super fun too. Super boho, fairy. I love these. So really great earrings. That's just some of the ways you can do it. You can use eye pins, make these even longer chandeliers. You can do some curved stuff as we were playing with earlier. Maybe do some bead weaving with these. These are really versatile and they're a lot of fun. And you could potentially do the same thing in between here. You would just use wire as well to wrap beads right into the center there. So that's an option as well. So many different ways you can take these, and they're all fabulous. We have come up with some really fun ideas today. So thank you guys so much. Beverly, I'm jealous of people who can have bangs. I had them as a kid and hated them because I can't handle having hair in my face, but they're so cute. Yeah, I'm getting used to that aspect of them because they're like right in the eye line, but I do love them, especially like if you're putting your hair up. Like, I think it's just like way cuter. So I really like having bangs, but yeah, still getting used to all of that. Thank you so much, Debbie J. I'm so glad you had a wonderful time. I always love making jewelry with you guys and bouncing ideas with you guys, because you guys open up my creativity so much. And if you end up like making some earrings, definitely share them in our Facebook group for serious art beaters. or like send along a review. When you leave product reviews on our website, you can add a picture, so definitely do that too. Thank you. It's been so much fun. So like Michelle said, make sure to close out your cart's checkout. You can do all of that here if you're watching at artbeads.com/live. Get those blends, get those findings. Today is the last day of our chain findings and tools sale. You'll basically be saving on everything in this show today because we kept some of those beadathon prices up in secret. So definitely do that. And I hope that you guys make some beautiful earrings with these pieces here today. Thank you guys so much. Sarah's going to be live tomorrow, Sarah Lovecraft, and she has some fun friendship bracelets for you guys. We're loving the friendship bracelet craze. So definitely stay tuned and keep your eyes on the artbeads.com/live page. You can catch up on all of the videos previously. So much. Oh, and thank you so much. And thank you everyone for leaving your comments, for watching. Always love spending my Thursday mornings with you. And I will see you next time.